when the trash talk between Sean and Dreykus got a little dark there with the child abuse and then the brawl at 296, did you ever consider going to those guys and saying, hey, this might be the one time you need to tone it down?
This might be the one time you need to what?
Tone it down, the trash talk?
I don't tell anybody to do anything. I don't try to control any other human beings in any way, shape, or form. They do it I say it all the time, we're in the fight business, and, if you get your feelings hurt that bad, you probably shouldn't ask the type of questions when you know the answer you're going to get from Strickland. Let's start there. You know what I mean? If you ask him, you know who he is, and if you ask him a certain question, he was baited in that question.
I'm not, sorry, my mistake. Not referring to that question, just, Strickland got a little...
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
I know what you asked me. It is what it is. It's the fight business, man.
Dana, I just want to go back. You were talking about, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone, and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm
free speech. I control what people say. Going to tell people what to believe. Going to tell people... I don't fucking tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want, and they can believe whatever they want. And I don't think there's any... We had two gay women who fought in the co-main event. They sat on the stage with Sean Strickland. They could give a shit what Sean Strickland thinks, or what he says, or what his beliefs are, or what his opinions are. You know what I mean?
Sean Strickland tweeted that there may have been something between him and Machine Gun Kelly. Can you talk to me about what happened there?
You can't bring Sean Strickland around any other human beings. It's like, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with Machine Gun Kelly. It's about humans.
This week you went viral for your new dislike of podcasts. Is there no point anyone asking you to join those again?
Yeah, please. You know where I'm at with the podcast. I feel like fucking Jordan Peterson every time I turn on Instagram. I'm on a fucking podcast. Yes, no more podcasts, please.
Another Irishman on this card, Ian Gary, didn't really have a nice performance. Pretty listless by most regards. What do you make of his performance tonight?
What do you mean by listless?
Just judging by the crowd's reaction and the way the fight unfolded.
So what do you mean? Talk to me. What did you hate about that fight?
Just
what? Oh, he's back there. Hey, Ian. This guy thinks your fight sucked tonight. He wants to know my opinion on your fight sucking tonight.
Daniel Cormier said in the lead up to this fight that this whole build-up from Topuria with this cockiness or arrogance or confidence, whatever you may want to call it, kind of reminiscent to McGregor when he was coming up. So do you agree with that statement? And did you
Who said that?
Daniel Cormier.
I don't know. What are you asking me?
If you agree with that, just...
Can I have a question?
So Daniel Cormier said he's cocky and arrogant like Conor. And you're asking me if I agree with that?
No, just saying, he said that it reminds him a lot of that McGregor build-up when he was making his way onto the big stage and everything.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think so.
You agree?
I agree.
Quote him on that one, not me.
Dana?
Dana, you mentioned that now you guys have the option to go to Spain several times, but you also have the option to go to South Africa, apparently, because you have a champion there. So can you kind of give us a little insight on how you prioritize these new markets? Because at this point, you have multiple places to go with multiple new champions, and does Spain suddenly leapfrog South Africa and the whole African continent, trying to put that together?
We're going there, too.
Just a matter of time. I mean, people have been anticipating...
No, yes. We'll go. We're going. You're brilliant. You're fucking brilliant. Yeah. Great question. That's the answer.
With regard to Conor McGregor, what is the holdup with his return?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the Ultimate Fighter was over back in August, and I can't imagine the plan was for him to be out as long as he's been.
Well, the first problem was that he broke that shin bone. He was recovering from that. That was one of the reasons we had it on. The other problem is he's fucking rich.
And how does that present an issue to you with negotiations?
What do you mean?
Well, I'll ask, does Conor McGregor...
Conor McGregor doesn't need money.
So are we at a point here where Conor McGregor may never fight for the UFC? Can you say that?
If you had shitloads of money, would you be sitting here right now asking me this fucking question?
No.
No, you would not.
With regard to Vanderlei Silva, it was 10 years ago where you said he wasn't going to go into the UFC Hall of Fame, and you said the guy's been Pete Rosed. So I'm just curious, what has changed? What went into changing your mind there? You're not really somebody to change your mind on a stance like that.
Yeah, I've been in so many beefs with so many people that I didn't even remember that till you just told me.
You said there's going to be no Hall of Fame. The guy's been Pete Rosed. This was after he left, and
it's a good thing I forgot.
Critical.
It's a good thing I forgot.
It's a good thing you forgot.
Exactly.
We're seeing a lot of evolution in mixed martial arts. Is there a possibility at some point that at the Sphere we can see a mixed martial arts event with the main event in a boxing match of Canelo fighting?
Canelo fighting one of my guys? Who do you want to see Canelo fight out of my guys? Does he understand one word I'm saying?
¿A quién le pondrías contra Canelo?
Pues ahorita hay una buena propuesta en quien salga de Gaethje con Max Holloway.
Between Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway, the winner, it could be a good fight against Canelo.
You think how many people in here want to see that fight? Raise your hands. One guy. And you. Two of you. Probably not, sir. Probably not. It would probably be a bad idea.
What's your final feeling about the event? We know that there was a fight in the crowd that looks good for the UFC, but what is your final thoughts about this event?
So the fight in the crowd doesn't look good for the UFC? I mean, that never happens. That literally never happens. It happened here in Mexico City. The crazy thing about that fight, when that fight broke out, it felt like it kept going forever. So I ran over there and I was watching it. Nobody stopped it. I mean, I was waiting for security to come in. They just let them go till it was over. That's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I don't think it's a bad look for the UFC. It happened, and, that was the end of that. I think after everybody else saw that shit, nobody else wanted to try that again. No security. The fight just went on until the fight was over. I've never seen any shit like that in my life. People always ask me what I do. I sell holy shit moments for a living, right? That was the ultimate holy shit moment of all time. If you were at home, if you were in a bar, or if you were here live tonight, there's no bigger holy shit than that.
In the co-main event.
I'm getting notes. This has never happened before.
Do you want to read them?
June 1st, Newark, New Jersey pay-per-view. Main event, Islam versus Poirier. Co-main event, 5 rounds, Strickland versus Costa. June 29th. Conor versus Chandler. 5 rounds, 170 pounds. What were you going to say?
I was going to say Bellator has had Hawaii events.
Bellator could put on a fucking fight in the parking lot. Dude, I can't even believe you just said that. PF Bellator could... PF Bellator was here on Friday. Did anybody know that? You're the media guys. I didn't know till fucking Friday. They were selling tickets, buy 2, get 2 free. I'm not busting on them. That's a fucking fact. They put out a memo, buy 2, get 2 free. You're having a bad fucking week if those are the memos you're putting out.
Hey, Dana.
There were more people in my fucking green room tonight than there were at the fight.
And there was also a moment where Armin, it looked like he was punching somebody in the crowd during his walkout.
Yeah, you might not want to hang over the things and grab people when they're walking out. These guys are all fucking piped up and whatever, and I'm sure we're probably going to get sued. We'll deal with that on Monday, too.
So from your perspective, how big is the fight, impact to the Asian marketing for you?
Great question. Sir, where are you from?
From China.
I figured that, but where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Migu, China Migu.
Okay, got it.
I've got one little challenge for Cowboy myself. If you notice this BMF brand on the top of my hat,
Yeah.
got that custom branding iron, and I said if he did his ride, I was going to let him brand me, but now I just want to let him do it. So, what do you think about that?
Did you say brand you?
Yes, sir.
Brand you.
Yes, sir.
You and Cowboy were made for each other.
Can we make it happen?
You're nuts. Can I make it happen?
Yes,
There's
sir.
no way in hell I would make that happen. You're crazy. Brand you where?
Back of the shoulder.
In the back of your shoulder.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Clout for fun.
Clout for
I'm
fun?
the BMF. I'll be the girl BMF.
Yeah, I can't make that happen. You look like a really sweet lady. The last thing you need to do is get branded. Have you ever been branded before?
No.
No?
But I've done it to someone.
You should probably. You do? You have? Oh, you're into shit, huh? Okay, I got it. All right. I don't know. Maybe talk to Eric. Maybe Eric will hook you up with Cowboy.
I'll see you in Arlington.
All right. Thank you.
And then my very last was not a question. I was really lucky, fortunate to get that Darius Lewis cup. Would you mind sign it?
I would prefer not to, but
I mean,
you were very lucky to catch that.
yeah, it was right in front of me. He signed it, so I really like
Today
it.
is your lucky day.
I really would like you to sign it.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Thank you, Dane.
All right. Why don't you have him sign it? Oh, he did? All right.